Hello everyone, Fluff here. Today we're going to be trying some live commentary of an Enlisted game today. So it looks like we're on Normandy. I am a pretty high rank Germany player right now. All of these squads are going to be BR5. And what we're going to start out on is the MP717 squad. This came from Stalingrad before the merge, which happened recently. You can no longer get this squad anymore, and its unique weapon is the MP717 Russian. It's actually just a stolen Russian PPSH that the Germans can use. You can't purchase it anymore, but you can upgrade it if you've got the squad before the merge. It looks like we're on the attack here, and this is a bunker, so we know that there's going to be a lot of them in here. You can see that bar up there. That means that there's a lot more of them than there are me. Most of them are going to be up top and inside. I'm not going to climb up the ladder immediately, otherwise you'll just die. Kind of like that guy just did. So we're going to go off to the side. Kill those guys. I'm going to reload before I go into the bunker. So we'll need to aim down sights. Very small area. Now that they're getting further out, and now we can aim down sights. I'm going to swap weapons. This is a technique for dual wielding. Swap my soldiers. This one has the Gewehr curves. Interesting card going on there. It looks like we're going to take this point pretty easily. You can also just send an artillery strike on this point specifically, and it'll kill everyone on the outside. Or it'll push them all inside, and if anyone on your team has a flamethrower or you have a close-range, fast-firing weapon like I just did, then you can clear out the bunker and take this point pretty easily. Now I am trying to upgrade this squad, so I do not have an engineer. If I did, I would be setting up more rallies. So now that we took the point, we're just going to wait a second, because if we start running out there immediately, everyone is still looking at this point, so we're going to wait for people to start running out before we ourselves out. Just going to go ahead and mark them over there. I do have the Kurds on single fire right now, just to conserve a little bit of ammo. Looks like it's mostly clear. Now immediately after a point gets taken, usually there will be a rally set up somewhere. Unfortunately, it looks like the enemy team tonight is bots. The way I'm assuming that is I'm not seeing any console icons or PC icons next to the names of the enemy team. The game is, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to tell you what platform they're on, so because I'm not seeing what platform they're on, then I'm assuming that it's mostly bots. I am on PS5 right now, and I do have crossplay turned off, which means that I can only play with other console players. That's Xbox and Xbox and PSN. So this is the Cathedral, usually a pretty hard point to take actually, if the Americans have a tank looking at it. But mostly bots, so this is just going to be, seemingly going to be an easy game. So just checking the scoreboard just to see if there's anyone who has a high score, either from their engineering score, that usually means that they set up a really good rally somewhere, or if someone has a lot of kills to gauge what kind of gear they have. We're just going to finish capping this point. Again, we're going to wait a second, so we're just going to peek out to the side a little bit here. Still on single fire. Should have had it reversed there. I do have another soldier with the FG-42. Just going to mark that corner for my team. Look for my clips. There it is. Pick it up. Whenever you pick up a weapon from an enemy, it keeps the magazine size from when that person used it. Now the Kurtz does start off in single fire. and you have to manually change it to 3-round burst each time. One tip with the Kurtz. Interesting. One tip with the Kurtz is that because you fire 3 rounds, those 3 rounds are usually enough to kill anyone, unless they have the Vitality perk and you're at pretty far range. So this weapon can shoot through ammo pretty easily, so I would usually either have it in single fire or just fire 1 burst at a time. Do not spam it, you can run out of ammo very quickly. Not a problem if you're on, say, an engineer, but because I'm not, I'm going to try to conserve ammo. Now, I just used it all there, but I do have the FG42. Just going to go prone and then go for the snipes. Now, if you are on PlayStation, there is a unique feature. It's called the zoom, where if you press the PlayStation button and square at the same time, you can actually zoom in. This isn't part of the game, this is just a feature of the PlayStation 5 specifically. I'm going to mark that area for my team. So this helps if you're having trouble seeing from far away or you have less than optimal eyesight. So my squad just got wiped out there, but I did see where they were coming from. They were coming from this grass patch over here. So they most likely got a rally over here. And because this area is more gray than the normal zone, this is most likely just going to be their default spawn. So the rally is most likely up here somewhere. So now I'm the STG-45 squad. This is an old premium Berlin squad. You can no longer get this anymore. A substitute for this squad is actually just any Assaulter 2 or Assaulter 3 squad. I don't know if there's Assaulter 4s for Germany quite yet, but you can go with them and just put MKBs or STGs on them. Now, I didn't mean to pick this squad, it just automatically chose it for me, so I'm just going to play more aggressive. Main thing about this squad is that its weapon, the STG-45, lower fire rate than the 44, but greatly increased stability. It looks like we've got a bug here where every AI soldier is stuck in the wall. So I'm going to kill my soldier. I'm just going to leave one alive. Now this is a very annoying bug, because as you can see, everyone is here, and if everyone's here, including the AI, no one is up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out my squad. I'm going to go onto a squad that I know has an engineer. We'll just go with the flamethrower squad. This is Tunisia, old Tunisia premium squad, can't get it anymore. And I'm going to set up a rally. I'm going to go off to the side. Now, I don't usually play Normandy. I was a Berlin main. So I don't quite know the best rally spots for these sets of maps. I'm going to set up a rally over here. I'm going to go with the flame troopers. Now, it looks like that guy's begging for an ammo box. So, let's make him one. If someone asks, you know, try and meet their request. It shuts them up, and that's the best thing. Shutting someone up reduces the distractions that you'll have. So I did set up an ammo box right behind him. It's up to him whether or not he chooses it. Now I know there's a lot of soldiers up there, and this would be an open area to cross. So I'm going to go prone in this trench, and just try and get as close as I can. And my engineer died, but I did set up the rally in the ammo box, and that was the main thing. I'm going to get as close as I can before I pop up. I do believe there's a little nook right there. Alright, I'm going to stand up, and I'm just going to hold R2, see what happens. So I got shot, so I'm just going to dive down. Now it looks like they are on the left, so they are getting into that trench. Now, because I'm the flamethrower squad, I'm gonna do something here that is definitely frowned upon, but it does need to happen. I'm going to kill my own team, just to have them not spawn here. It'd be nice if these kills weren't on friendlies, but they have to be. Unfortunately, if you didn't have a flamethrower squad, this would be where your game would end unless you had a lot of players who knew what was going on, or you had another way of killing a large group of friendly players. Just gonna try finishing it off here. As you can see, up here, they are now spawning in other locations. Looks like they don't want to quite die yet. So, I got the majority of them, and that's what matters. I do have my ammo box up here still, so I can just refill my flamethrower. There is no reload animation for the flamethrowers, you just have to wait for the ammo to go from the right side to the left. Gonna go prone again. Now my other flame trooper did go down. It looks like there is some people on this left side, so I'm gonna clear that a little bit. Reload bug. So, what I'm going to do... Now, what we know is that there are a lot of enemies over here. I like this artillery strike. I would have put it more to the left. So we know that there are a lot of enemies over here. So the rally moved, most likely, from here to here. And we know that there are a lot of enemies on this point, and this point's really open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn my FW-190. This is the D12 variant, so it has bombs and a 30mm cannon. And I'm just gonna try and clear the area as much as I can. That's gonna be shooting with the cannon, dropping bombs. As you can see, 9 kills there. And I still have 41 shots of my 30mm left, so I'm just gonna fill that in. We're just going to go restock. It looks like we are going to take that point. Now let's see where it moves. Alright, we did take that point. Now I don't know this map too well, but what I'm pretty sure is that this is a farmhouse with multiple floors. So it's not easy to bomb it. It is possible. But we're not going to single-handedly clear the point using an aircraft. So we're just going to do one more strike on it. Now, interesting thing about buildings is that they do have windows, and what you can do with windows is send a cannon or a bomb through it if you're precise enough. One thing, I do not know if there is a window on the side of this building, but I'm going to try and see if there is. So just line it up with one edge of the building, get fairly low to the ground, and then start shooting. So I got a few people there. Still have 50 rounds of 30mm, so I'm going to turn around here. Because I want to stay low, I'm not going to climb. I'm going to actually do a teardrop turn, so I'm going to where I want to go. So I want to make a right turn. So I'm going to turn a little bit to the left to offset it so that when I turn to the right, I should end up being where I want to. Otherwise, you're going to turn too much, and the displacement will actually send you to the left or right of the building. Alright. So it didn't work as well as I'd hoped, so I'm just going to hop out of the plane, do the PlayStation zoom again, try and spot enemies as best I can from this vantage point. It looks like our team is pushing up on it. Now I did just see a tracer round from that tree line, so I'm going to mark it. Just clearing on this side. So if they have a rally, it's on that left side, so I'm going to put even more markers on that side, just to alert my team to that area. Just going to run up here. Again, just checking the scoreboard, seeing who may have built a rally, who may have a lot of kills, just to see what their gear is. A lot of friendly deaths on my team. That's primarily from the ones who are still spawn trapped. Now this is where map knowledge comes into play. I did not know that this was a bunker. I thought it was a building with windows. I was wrong. So the bunkers usually have a top entrance. Now this is the MP717, or not the MP, this is the MP, what is this, 41, so this is still a stolen PPSH, but it's the stolen PPSH with the box mag, so it doesn't have nearly as many rounds as the MP717. So I'm just going to try tap firing it. Tap firing it's going to give me the most amount of clicks. Now I accidentally fell in there. Now that I have my squad, my MP717, I'm just going to spawn them, and then we're going to go off to the side here. I do see a lot of people there, so I'm just going to throw an explosion pad. That's going to cause the AI to run away, and it could put them in a worse position so that my team can follow up. Now I know that there's a bunch of people in here, so I'm going to try jumping down again. So now that I know where they're at in the building, I'm going to try jumping down again, this time with an explosion pad, if I can make it. Throw that, hide in the corner here. Now usually the bunkers are all designed the same, so you can peek through that window there. I'm going to spawn the Flame Trooper squad. It would be a very good time to do that right now. Anytime there's a close quarters area with narrow choke points and a bunch of enemies grouped up, it's going to be a very good time to spawn a Flame Trooper squad. Usually that happens in the beginning of a game, when everyone starts off on the point, or situations like these where it's a bunker. So I'm just going to set my squad to hold on this outside section. I want to preserve as many of them as I can because I don't want to lose them on this point. If I am going to lose them, I want to lose them either on the way to the next point or on the next point. Again, just because we cap the point doesn't mean that everyone's going to start running away immediately. So we're just going to stay here and see if we can pick off anyone who tries. Okay, I believe that's most of them. I'm still going to leave my squad back there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the squad limit, and right there it says orders canceled, too far away. That's going to make it to where I'm going to run first. So if anything bad happens, it's going to be this soldier that experiences it, and only this soldier, and not the entire squad. On my way, I'm going to set the command for them to hold in the other area. Do not want to go through the main entryway of a building. I would like to go behind them. Oh, that works out. Now that person did ask for an ammo box, so I'm just going to put one here. Send my squad to hide further into the stables. Look at the meter to gauge how many people are here. We've got the majority, so there shouldn't be too many left compared to our team. Imagine they were either upstairs. Nope, they are not. So it looks like we cleared the point out pretty well. We do have a few stragglers. Just going to mark where I'm pretty sure that they'd be coming from. Now I have the flamethrower, so I'm just going to camp this doorway. I'm going to put flames on the entrance, just in case anyone walks through. Their accuracy is going to be messed up because of the on fire status effect. And that's going to be the game one. Now this game was against bots, so there wasn't too much challenge to it. But that's good because I wanted to level up my MP717 squad. So, as we can see, bunch of accolades, pretty decent score. Now, looking at this, I can tell that there was maybe 3 players. I'm going to assume that this person is a player because they were the highest performing. So it was either a very good bot or it was an average player. They are a corporal, so I'm not too sure. This person I'm pretty sure was a player. Anyone with a gold icon usually is, I assume. That's the assumption I'm going under. So it looks like it was a 1v3. Well, not a 1v3, at least a 5v3, because I'm pretty sure that these 5 people were players. So, I hope you enjoyed.